taking action up to a month before the child is born. That should be her decision.
How about a week?
A week? That's her decision again.
How about a day?
Also her decision. It's not for me or any member of parliament or religious organization to tell her otherwise.
That was one of the counter-protesters at yesterday's March for Life rally. I'll show you our full exchange in just a minute to avoid, of course, being accused of taking his words out of context. Now, there were only a handful of them, contrary to the false proportion portrayed by the mainstream media. The rally was approximately 23,000 strong, and there were maybe 50 aunties in attendance, including these shining examples of enfranchised women of the 21st century.
Body! My rule! My body!
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you.
Come on. You're not supposed to be here on Parliament Hill. You're trespassing.
And he will tell her it is her alone. Those reluctant fathers abandon the woman they loved and their child when they need him most. My call to action for you is this. When the call comes...
What beacons of womanhood? Because nothing is more persuasive than ripping your clothes off and swearing at police officers. Now, we here at TheRebel.media like to show you the true nature of the aunties. Why? Because no mainstream media outlet will. They wouldn't dare undermine their own agenda of promoting a pro-choice narrative in the most politicized of ways. Now, I'm showing you this not to minimize the 23,000 in attendance, but to expose the true face of these so-called social justice warriors. Watch how this guy progressively reveals his true colors.
Telling a person to vote pro-life is essentially taking away any option that a woman has for autonomy for her own body. So if you're telling a person that she doesn't have the right to make that choice, you're essentially telling her she doesn't have the choice to make any choice for herself.
So what does your sign say, if you wouldn't mind?
Woman's body is her own f***ing business.
You'll have to beep out that word, obviously. Do you think there should be any legal restrictions on abortion?
Up to a certain point, probably not. But, I mean, that's not for me to say, really.
Well, I just wonder, because there are certain gray areas when it comes to abortion. Certainly there are people at this march that would like to see it completely criminalized. But there are also other people at the march that would like to see it criminalized up to a certain point. Like, how about a month before a child's born? Is that fine?
Which is understandable, yeah.
Oh, you think there should be restrictions on?
I'm kind of digging my own grave here. It should be the woman's decision to make that choice no matter what, period. Now, if that means taking action up to a month before the child is born, that should be her decision.
How about a week?
A week? That's her decision again.
How about a day?
Also her decision. It's not for me or any member of parliament or religious organization to tell her otherwise.
How about postnatal abortion?
Postnatal abortion? If that's the option, then that's the option. But again, I'm not advocating murder of any kind. It's not my choice.
That young man who said postnatal abortion is a woman's right later revealed his name to us in an email. Alex is his name. I guess he decided he wanted a do-over. Here's what he said. After consideration, I request that you do not use my likeness/image on your website or any other media platform. If any footage or photos comes your way with a man holding a sign that says, quote, guess what? A woman's body is her own bleeping business. This is me. Again, please do not post or use this interview in any capacity. Thank you for your time. Signed, Alex. Unfortunately, Alex, you chose to be a self-appointed representative of the pro-choice movement on Parliament Hill during the National March for Life. You stood publicly holding a sign. You consented to being filmed espousing a pro-abortion view perfectly in line with both Canada's lack of any legal restriction on abortion and also perfectly in line with the culture of death that was being opposed and contrasted by the March for Life. This is important, this is newsworthy, and this is no matter of contempt toward you, but only contempt toward your pro-abortion stance because abortion itself is contemptuous. Let this story stand as one more example that abortion is pretty much always connected to regret.
TheRebel.media.